So in this example, I'm going to show you a real-world situation that happened to me recently at an implant hospital. This implant hospital was getting their files with corporate colors in them from their entry-level designers, and many times the files were coming across with different builds in the CMYK, the RGB color spaces, as well as spot colors named differently, all within the same document. This created a real dilemma for having consistent color across the document because of the different builds. So we rectified this problem using Fiery Spot Pro. So here's my 2-page document, and you're going to see we have some maroon in it, and I'm going to use Pit Stop Inspect with the eyedropper to measure those values and see exactly how it's created. So here on page 1, that maroon is 229C Pantone and an alternate color value in RGB. So if we go to page 2, we would expect the same thing for that maroon, but not in this case. In this case, they named the spot color purple and the alternate color value is a CMYK build. So this can create a dilemma for having the same color print in this document. You're going to see a variation if you don't fix this. So the way we fix this is with Spot Pro. So instead of sending it back to the designer, what we did was we created a new spot group and we named it XYZ Hospital. This will allow us to put custom spot colors in that library and use it for their documents. The next thing we did is we came over to our search area and we typed in 229C to find that spot color in the library. We found it underneath the coded 3 version. So once we found that, we are going to copy that and put it into the XYZ Hospital group. This way we can play around with this color if it ever changes, and we can map to it for their documents. If we go to edit, I'm just going to show you some of these controls. We can come in here and edit the spot color using these arrows to add those variations of colors to it. We can type in this lab value here if we wanted to. We can hit the measure button, which we can use the spectrophotometer to measure a hard copy like you would do a paint chip at your local hardware store. Or we can type in our colors and our cyan. So in this example, I'm going to make this 100% cyan so we can see the change, and then we're going to save it. So now in the XYZ Hospital group, we have the Pantone 229C, which is cyan. The next thing we have to address for them is the name purple in the file. We're going to do that with the alias command. So I click on alias, and this is going to allow me to have the Fiery search any of their documents for the word purple. So if it sees the word purple and it's assigned to a color, we can then map that to the Pantone 229C. And once we do that, you'll see if we find the word purple matched to a color, it'll then map it to 229C. Once we hit apply and close, we're ready to now test this. We're going to test this by going to the job properties of one of their files. We're going to come down to the use spot group area, and we're going to select their group called XYZ Hospital and then process and hold this job. So once this is done, you're going to see when we open it that we fixed this problem. Here on page 1 we've got the same color, the cyan, and on page 2 we have the exact same color, which was originally mapped to purple. Now it's mapped to the Pantone 229C. That's how easy it is to adjust colors inside of a document using Fiery Spot Pro.